so this is by request of Lord Ice. I'm about to play a mission in Agents of Yesterday called Terminal Expanse, and he wants it recorded. So this isn't my normal recording time. I usually record early in the day. So the home's pretty full right now, or at least my new place is. So you're probably going to hear some background noise. Nothing I can really do about that. But we're going to check this shit out. So Terminal Expanse is the mission. It is a mission involving the Sphere Builders, and it is a mission where the J.J. Abrams trek crosses over with the Prime Universe. This is all I know. So let's go ahead and jump into Terminal Expanse. I should probably read out the mission starting text or what have you. Okay. We have discovered that the Sphere Builders have been conducting operations in other universes. They aren't just going to make changes in time, but in other dimensions as well. Their experiments in the parallel universe have produced results that will aid them in forming expanses here. We will need to travel to that reality and stop the Sphere Builders' research while we still can. So, yeah. We're going to go to the JJ universe. The JJJ universe. J. Jonah Jameson trek. Let's go. Still forming my opinions on the Agents of Yesterday. We've arrived in an alternative quantum universe, Admiral. Cellular cartography reports our location as the Delphic region. By my computations, it's the year 2260. I'm picking up some ships on the long-range sensors. Hull layout and warp signature readings suggest they're of Klingon design. Keep an eye on them.
In 2387, an incident created a quantum rift between our universe and this one. A Romulan ship accidentally traveled here through a singularity. They found themselves in 2233 and later destroyed the USS Kelvin in battle. This caused their timeline to differ from ours. As a result, we now refer to it as the Kelvin timeline. We believe the Sphere Builders communicate with their operatives through the rift.
Operatives such as the Klingons?
Yes. In our timeline, they used the Xindi as a proxy force. I suspect they're doing the same thing here with the Klingons.
A formidable choice, though it's hard to see Klingons as anybody's proxy.
I'm reading multiple spheres under construction in this sector, as well as the wreckage of spheres. I suspect the local forces are trying to prevent an expanse from being formed.
Good. We might have some help then. That's a big, giant
thing.
thing.
Isn't active yet. We need to neutralize it before the Builders can create an expanse.
Okay, backstory. This is basically the entire third season of Enterprise was devoted to these guys. Basically, these guys are these aliens who cannot live in our reality yet. So what they did is they built these giant spheres, and what these giant spheres do is they mess around with like local space-time. They fudge with the laws of physics, and they basically, the idea is to terraform our universe so they can live in it. Unfortunately, that means we can't. So that was kind of a big deal, and shit that needed to be stopped. But they had a whole network of these things. I can recommend Season 3 of Enterprise. Season 3 of Enterprise is okay. Seasons 1 and 2, no. But the last two seasons, pretty good. Well, Season 4 is pretty good. Season 3 is... it drags eventually, but, it's pretty okay. It's way better than 2. That's not saying much, considering how bad 1 and 2 are. Clear my throat.
Starfleet Command, this is the USS Yorktown. We are under attack and require...
I think you need your sound card checked there, buddy.
I do hope you've come to fight, Katok. If not, you may whimper and wait for my blade at your throat.
Oh, he's got the CM Punk Klingon head ridge earrings. That was in Into Darkness. I'm debating whether anything reminding me of Into Darkness is good. Defend the Yorktown. So this is likely to be our first encounter with a JJ Prize, or JJ Prize-like ship. D4X. Let's blow it up.
Reading multiple Klingon life signs on Yorktown's bridge.
Oh, they beamed over. But the ship was moving! Okay, I should probably start fighting a bit more seriously. Because these guys are
Enemy reinforcements inbound.
Yeah, these guys are just going to keep coming. So, the JJ era the JJ...
Unidentified vessel. This is the USS Yorktown. We are under attack by Klingon boarding parties. Can you provide assistance?
In a minute. So, the same class as the Enterprise, the exact same type of ship, and it's introduced getting its ass kicked! Just like the Enterprise. In every single movie. There's a reason they have the Enterprise getting, like, ripped to shreds all over the advertising for that movie. And it's because people expect it by this point. This thing has never not had its ass kicked. In fact, it had its ass kicked on its maiden voyage, it had its ass kicked after its maiden voyage, and 5 years later, it is going to be blown up, having its ass kicked. Which is a shame, because I actually really do think that this is a good-looking ship. Like, it's not... Okay, it's not... It's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's exactly what it allegedly is supposed to be. And yeah, that is way too big to be a Constitution class. That is, like, getting onto the, like, size... Yeah, that's actually on par with the Galaxy class. Like, not quite, doesn't have the same internal volume, but it's pretty huge. Way bigger than a Constitution's supposed to be. Which I suppose makes sense. Because, like, that ship is... It looks like exactly what it is, which is a 23rd century design, haphazardly married to, like, late 24th century engineering. You know, it's, like, late 24th century era technology that they don't quite understand fully yet. Or they do understand it, but they haven't mastered it like the Prime universe has. They just got their hands on it and decided, let's adapt it to everything we have. You know, they haven't had the centuries worth of technological development, of gradual technological development that led to things like the Galaxy class, which is a huge, complicated starship that, unlike their version of the Constitution class, actually functions. Yeah. But yeah, it was introduced in Star Trek 2009 getting its ass kicked. It got its ass kicked. It got sabotaged and had its ass kicked all the way throughout Into Darkness. And what's the first thing that happens to it in Beyond? Dead. Which is a shame, I really feel like they never bothered giving the new Enterprise in this new universe any form anywhere near what it would be due. I was having a conversation about this very thing the other day, whereas, like, you in any storytelling medium, doesn't matter what, video games, hell, wrestling, it doesn't matter. Video games, movies, books, when you introduce a new character or a new element or a new, like, ship for the players to use, or for the player to use, or the reader to read about, or the viewers to see, you want to make it look good. You want to make it look like it's, like, the new thing, the thing that you want to see, someplace you would want to be. You want to make it look cool. But the filmmakers of the recent Star Trek movies have failed utterly in making it look good. Which is a shame, because I do think it is a nice... It's obviously not the most badass looking ship ever, but it is a nice design. It's okay. It's okay.
Unidentified vessel. This is the USS Yorktown. We are under attack by Klingon boarding parties. Can you provide assistance?
No. Affirmative, Yorktown, we're on our way. Let's see, transporters are standing by. Energize. Yeah, let's bring Ren to fuck up the other universe Klingons. Why not? Let's see. We're going to bring Ike. Yeah, Ike. Let's do it. Admiral, the rest of the team is working to secure engineering. Yorktown's warp core is approaching critical status. Understood. Daniels and I will secure the bridge. Nice of you guys to wait a minute.
Over here.
Yes, the Kelvin timeline lockbox. Oh, it does hurt. Yeah, looking like the Crypt Keeper, Daniels. So let's see. Let's look at this environment. Yes. None of these mean anything. Way more inefficient than L-cars. Yeah. I don't know about, like, I have to, like, consider everything on the ship suspect, including the operating system. I mean, shit, the ship's warp core is, like, canon, like, the most dainty, unreliable thing ever. Like, if just, like, one thing is out of place, the warp core just does not work. The reflections are bothering me. The reflections on the screens are bugging me. What am I looking at? What is... does not feel right. It's not upside down. It's not reflecting anything over there. But that does not feel right. What... those reflections. Ugh. Ugh. Hey, how you doing? So, let's see. Here's the stupid windshield screen. No view of the saucer section out here. Little put off by that, to say the least. This literally is a windshield. if you haven't seen the new movies. Like, they made the view screen of the new reboot Enterprise like a literal windscreen on the front of the bridge, which I think is incredibly stupid. Like, it doesn't matter like how thick this is or how it just, like, if it had like an armor plating that like swept in front of it to like close it up, then it would make sense to me a little bit. But it's literally just a window. It's a big friggin' window. And I like the Mass Effect logic. If it's clear enough to see through, it's a structural weakness. And this is a big-ass structural weakness. And I know it's transparent aluminum, it's supposed to be hard as titanium, but you have to understand, the spaceship's hull is several orders of magnitude stronger than that. So this always all the no. Give me a holographic view screen. Don't give me a friggin' window on front of my ship. That's just no. Hey, here we are with more nonsensical screens. You know, at least the LCARS gives you the impression of like scientific instrumentation. This looks like this looks like a roulette table. This looks like a Japanese arcade. This is not. This looks like one of these should be playing pachinko. It is, which is fine. You don't need to schematize everything, but still, LCARS has like given me is a much more coherent OS than this is. In fact, LCARS is such a coherent OS that people have recreated it. Like, people have actually coded LCARS into like phones, and like they run their homes on LCARS. Like, you can actually like do cool stuff with that. But this, what the hell does this even mean? You know, and LCARS is easy to understand. Like, it looks way more intimidating than it actually is. I used to play it wasn't really a game so much as a sort of a more a museum sort of thing, and it was called Star Trek Captain's Chair. And unless it was basically like, this was back like in like, Jesus Christ, this was back in like QuickTime VR. You know, it lets you basically navigate a static. Let me try and heal you there for as little as I can. Here, have a second layer of regeneration. It basically was like a static JPEG, or a series of static JPEGs, not unlike an adventure game that you were able to like sort of like walk around through and interact. And like, you would click on like any of the bridge stations and they would interact, like a window would pop up and you can use the controls and actually schematize like the bridge controls, and they were actually fairly easy to understand. So you can make LCARS comprehensible, but I don't see how you can make this shit make any sense whatsoever. This looks like a wallpaper for Linux. Or any like a wallpaper for like Windows or Lindows. Lindo wallpaper. I do appreciate how there's like two doors on the turbo lifts. There's an inner door and an outer door. I do like that, because that's kind of one of the little breaks from reality that you never really realize you've made. In like TNG or like any of the Treks, is there's only like one set of doors for all the elevators. So either like the doors should disappear whenever someone walks into an elevator, or like the elevator should not have a door. But these actually have like a layer door. They actually have like two doors that close. So there's a outer door for like the elevator shaft, and then there's the elevator door itself, and I like that. That's a nice little detail. I mean, it looks cool, don't get me wrong. It looks really cool. I do like the bridge design. Like I said, the JJ Prize, and I'm going to keep calling it that, JJ Prize in New Trek, because it's a lot easier to say than saying Kelvin Timeline, constantly. It's a lot easier to say in casual conversation. Like, how are you going to refer to this to, like, somebody who doesn't know Star Trek? You're not going to constantly call it Kelvin Timeline, because they're not going to know what the fuck you're talking about. You're going to say New Trek or, like, Prime Trek. That's just how you're going to say it. That's just because you can say that in casual conversation and people will understand. And for some reason my kid is black and it's not supposed to be. And for some reason I've been talking, but my character model is like, what are you doing, Drake? Drake? No way. No way. Is that really happening? Hang on. Holy shit, it is! Sorry about that. I was tapping my microphone against the computer case. He's actually talking when I talk. Oh my god, that looks so creepy. That looks so fucking creepy. Holy shit. When did they implement that? I knew they were trying to implement that at some point, but I didn't know if they had. Did that just start with Agents of Yesterday? Oh my god, that's so fucking creepy. So has he been flapping his lips the whole time when I'm like fighting Klingons and shit? Oh my god. He looks like he's mumbling under his breath. Goddamn time travel. Goddamn friggin' stupid Klingons, stupid time travel, stupid temporal Cold War, stupid. What the hell is this? This looks like an Apple store. Why am I here? That is so creepy. He's still doing it. Can I turn that off? Because that's just off-putting. Like, I can see how for like role-playing purposes that would be cool, and it is. But okay, I can't turn it off. I cannot turn it off. The interface scale. Equipped. Oh, that's so distracting. Okay. So, whenever I'm saying shit to these people, he's saying shit to these people? So, listen, I know I'm kind of new to this neighborhood, and this ship is, I'm sure the ship is impressive and all, but this really, I don't think you guys knew what you're doing. I mean, what do any of these screens mean? What do any of these screens mean? And why is your uniform like a sweater? that you're wearing over a shirt? And why do you have a flashlight in the back of your head? And also, why, just why? Why any of this? If you could please explain. Please explain. I'll let you explain now.
Greetings.
Ah!
Science Officer 0718. Thank you for your very timely assistance. Could you see to Admiral Garrett's medical needs? I am currently interfacing with your crew and Yorktown's engineering systems to prevent a critical breach of the warp core.
While you're standing around talking. We'll see you to the Admiral. Keep me apprised of the warp core status. I like that. It's just startling. Okay, I could swear I just heard somebody unzip. This is not cool. Okay. Got my eyes on you.
Thanks. I'm not sure which Starfleet you're in exactly, but I'm guessing you won't mind giving my crew a hand here. The Klingons really did a number on us.
We'll do what we can, Captain, Admiral, person, whoever you are. We've stabilized the warp core. Alright, good job, Ike. Or not, that's not Ike, that's Pran. What's Pran doing here?
Thank you. I thought we were finished. The Klingons weren't interested in taking prisoners.
Subdue the Klingon borders and engineering. Okay, that is Ike. Good job. If I doesn't stabilize, you'll be alright. Okay, Pran is a tactical officer, Ike is the engineer. I gotta delegate better, because, Pran, one, you were on the Waglinde, and two, Ike is the engineer. He is the guy who stabilizes the core. I'm sure you're a smart guy, but please leave it to the professional.
Thank you. Oh, my head's still spinning. That last Klingon photon hit sent me flying into the ops console. Head burst.
It seems a lack of circuit breakers were also included in the 24th century tech that they pilfered. Take it easy for a moment. The dizziness should pass soon. Is she using like a... That is... Okay. Ma'am, that is a Starfleet issue. My Starfleet issue stun phaser. I'd like to know exactly how the fuck you got that. I want to know how you have weapons technology from my universe. And I want to know it now. We'll talk later. I should go. I assume those look like bars, but I don't know about the ranking conventions of this alternate reality, so I'm gonna assume you're not a commander rank. On your feet.
Thanks. I hope you're here to deal with these spheres.
I suppose we are now.
We could use some help putting out these fires.
It's a good thing I carry one of these around. Let's see. Appropriate music, please! Um... Really? Okay, it's probably not. Okay, well, why is the fire not going out? This fire should be going out by now. Okay, I swear to fuck, if I hit this interact and he just pulls a fire extinguisher out of his ass, I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna be a bit upset. Because I hung on to that fire extinguisher for a reason. They're also helpful if you're, like, set on fire by plasma. You can, like, take a fire extinguisher and put it out. I swear, if you pull out a fire extinguisher... God damn it! I think it's caused some damage down here, but nothing we can't fix in time. Jesus! I have a fire extinguisher! Why can't I use it?
Come over here after you put out the last fire.
This is something, like, there's a moment in a previous mission where there's a doomsday machine, and if you've played the game before, been playing the game up until this point, you have probably played the mission where you get, and you're a Federation character, you probably played the mission where you get hard-pang torpedoes to deal with a doomsday machine. So, upon learning there's a doomsday machine, you would immediately go, aha, I still have the hard pang in my bank. So you fly, you equip your ship, and you take off, showing some foresight and preparation in dealing with this threat. Only for, at the very last moment, for the game to suddenly go, alright, we have to deal with the doomsday machine. Oh, and the hard pangs don't work. For reasons. This is after. Like, this is the end of the mission. By this point, you already did the whole run around, getting your ship ready. If you've got a setup that you loved, then you've, like, had to, like, shuffle, like, parts around to, like, change your setup just enough to fit the hard pang in there and save it as a different loadout. You've already done legwork to take this thing down because you're like, I'm in my badass starship now. I'm not in a starting starship anymore. I'm not in some crappy bird of prey, and I have a hard pang torpedo. Let's do this. Let's have a showdown with a doomsday device in my badass starship. No, you don't get that. In fact, you don't deal... The doomsday machine turns out to just be an environmental hazard. It's just like... It's just another, like, fight this swarm of enemies mission. It sucks. It's lame. Okay, it's a really lame use of the doomsday machine. And this feels like the same thing. It's like, here I am, I carry this fire extinguisher on me, you know, just in case I'm in like a plasma-heavy situation, you know, like all the Borg STFs were. And I'm going to deal with... And I've got this fire extinguisher to deal with fires and plasma. And up until now, I've been able to use it on everything. No! Not only does it not work when you use a fire extinguisher, we're going to make it just pull a fire extinguisher out of your ass. Then why would I bother? You know, why bother having any foresight? Is what it feels like sometimes. God damn it, I really wanted to fight that doomsday machine. That would have been so cool. Fighting a doomsday machine, which is the closest thing the game has had in space to an actual boss battle. Like an actual boss battle requiring precision and skill, as opposed to hitting your whatever I win button your ship happens to have, just buffing yourself and blowing up everything around you. This is a boss battle you can't beat without precision maneuvering and good timing. it requires you to exercise and demonstrate skill, especially if you're a smaller ship that can die really easily, like an escort. You know, even if you're in a cruiser, it requires you to know how to move that cruiser so you can dive into the firing line, shoot the hard pang, and get out of its range of fire before you get hit. It could have been such a really great boss battle. And instead, it's just, here's a doomsday machine. Look at the doomsday machine. Oh no, it's preparing to fire. Here, go fight some of these guys. Come on. You gotta be kidding me.
Over here.
So I think this guy is significant in the new TOS faction. Like, I think he's a major character, and this is like some alternate version of him, I think. I think.
All right. We were about to begin sabotage operations on the sphere when the Klingons came to call. As you can see, Yorktown and her crew are in rough shape, but that thing needs to be neutralized. Can I count on you and your crew to help us finish the job?
Yeah, sure, you betcha.
Glad to hear it. We've got explosives ready to go, but we'll need to find a proper infiltration point on the sphere. Work with my science officer to make that happen.
Yeah. I'm going to be saying, now that I know my character's lips are flapping every time my lips are flapping, I'm going to be saying no end of stupid shit. I understood, Admiral.
Use the starboard console. Together we can triangulate our scanners.
Yes, Optimus. Right away. Oh, the same minigame I've done a million times.
Admiral Garrett, I believe we found a suitable location.
That had nothing to do with triangulating sensors. At all. That was the same anomaly scanning minigame. Come on, guys. Let's see. Speak with 0718.
I have reviewed your proposed infiltration coordinates. They are tactically sound. We can commence operations at your command. Be advised.
By your command.
In previous encounters on board spheres, the occupants have been quick to mobilize their defense forces. Expect heavy opposition.
Understood. Let's move out.
I'll stay on the Yorktown to assist Admiral Garrett and his crew. We'll monitor your progress from the bridge and provide tactical updates as we can.
Yes, Commander Crypt Keeper. We're picking up multiple Klingon life signs near your location. Okay. They died like bitches, and so will these. Okay.
Commander! Kill those intruders!
I hope you're not talking to any of the warriors who are just over here, because they're dead.
To date, the most effective Starfleet tactic has been to trigger a critical series of detonations within their power suite. Such disruptions have resulted in destruction of a sphere.
No doubt the Klingons will have something to say about that.
Experiment 2674. Despite attempts to compensate for trans-dimensional drift, the protocol initiation led to universal instability and, ultimately, entropic acceleration. Galactic habitable spaces, 0. Life signs, minimal. Project terminated.
Receiving data. I had no idea the sphere builders were involved in so many alternate realities.
So many?
You cannot stop our plans.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. Because that's why you ran away.
I was part of the team that devised the sphere neutralization tactics aboard USS Enterprise. After our initial success, I was deployed to the Yorktown to share my expertise on such matters.
Oh, your experience should be invaluable. I never really asked to know that. Unnecessary combat roll.
Experiment 3331. The Expanse grew at an acceptable rate until it was discovered by the Iconian Dominion Alliance.
Eh?
After intense resistance, we were able to decimate their core systems with targeted micro-expanses. But their desperation assault in subspace led to a complete entropic breakdown and, ultimately, universal disruption. Galactic habitable spaces, 0. Life signs, indeterminate. Project terminated.
This data, they've exterminated entire galaxies with their experiments.
No, it's kind of the point. Terraform an entire galaxy into a nice, comfy living space. It looks like there's multiple directions I can go. I wonder. Let's head this way. Oh, I came this way. Did I come this way? Apparently. So no, I'm wrong. There's only one way I can go. Gravy. I have a kick. Be nice of you guys to show up so I don't have to fight an entire army on my own with Mr. Cyborg. Mr. Cyborg. Yeah, the pathing has not been very good so far in these new missions. I've had to stop and fix my bridge officer's pathing on more than one occasion. Okay. Now, all together, class. Ugh. Ugh. Come on, Soren. Soren and Ike. 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 Okay, Ike is gonna chill there for a while because the boff pathing here is so bad. Hello.
It seems your alliance with the Klingons has been profitable, builders.
It has. Like the Zindi, they are eager for conquest.
However, the technology you have provided destroys as well as creates.
The Resistance has been disruptive to our progress. Your promises appear thin, Envoy.
I assure you, all is going according to plan. Nothing they will do will keep us from our goals.
And yet, I see a familiar disruption has presented itself again.
Oh, please don't have Archer show up.
A minor nuisance. I suggest letting your Klingons do what they do best.
I will deal with this disruption.
You'll die trying.
It's time you learned that you cannot prevail, intruder. You will fall to ruin.
Hey, Ike, we could use your help.
You! I have had enough of you!
Trek 3 reference. Okay. Is there a chance we can discuss this like rational beings, or we can resolve this with honor, if you are willing?
The Tutarians were a peaceful race, until your misbegotten alliance committed an act of genocide. We were all but annihilated. Only a scant few of us escaped to safety, lost and forgotten within a dimensional void. The Envoy has given us the means to manipulate events. We had begun to undo the damage you have done to us. Quantum realms such as this are ours to study without risk to our own. And should this realm unravel, there is an infinite number of realms remaining to us.
Okay, you were just bitching to me about genocide, which I didn't do, by the way. And now, you're destroying entire fucking universes. Sorry, lady. Zero sympathy here. Exactly, you speak of suffering genocide but are willing to commit it yourself?
Yes, just as you were willing to do so to achieve your goals. Do not presume to judge me, murderer. The Expanse protocol will wipe you from existence, and with your passing, bring justice to my people at long last.
Yeah, no. This is sounding a lot like the dwarves from Chrono Cross. Sorry, lady. Zero sympathy now. The Expanse formation has begun.
Something is happening. The sphere is emitting a high level of thermobaric radiation. We must complete our objective at once.
Yes, Optimus Prime. By the way, you're being shot at. Join us anytime, Mike! Oh, no. You do not come at me with your pissant Batleth. Motherfucker.
I have finished working on the sphere network. Prepare the final charge for detonation.
Thanks for the help, Ike. Good job, Ike.
Final charge deployed. We can return and initiate the detonation chain on your command.
Let's make that happen before the Expanse is complete. Access files.
Experiment 4472. Projections indicate increased habitable living area and Expanse growth rate. Early estimates suggest a 500% increase. Local resistance, primarily from this realm's version of the Federation, has been crude but effective. Deploying Klingon proxy forces at key sphere deployments should alleviate this concern.
Latest data is local. Corresponds to the universe's quantum signature. We are ready to beam you back to the ship. Please do. Ike, I'd like to see you in my office when this is over. The Expanse is affecting our shields and hull. We can withstand it for a little while before the crew succumbs to the negative health effects. It will likely be worse on the Yorktown. Yeah, unlike the Yorktown, we actually know how our technology works.
Sphere builder ships, inbound.
Hello.
We are being jammed. We're going to need to recalibrate.
Very accurate phasers for that ship. Oh shit! What did he say? The thermobaric gas is creating an unusual level of interference. Attempting to boost our comm signal to compensate. Alright. That's kind of weird looking. I like it. Their ships look like something out of Dot Hack. They look like Dot Hack bosses. They look weird. I like it. Like it a lot.
I have established a link to the charges on the sphere, ready to activate on your command.
Do it. Sure. Blow it up. That is the quietest explosion.
Detonation's complete. The sphere is neutralized.
Okay. That is the quietest explosion ever. And that's the end of yesterday's war, huh? I have the Yorktown on comms. They're ready for you in 017 to 0718 to be over for a debriefing. Acknowledged. I guess we can't hold the briefing on my ship.
Nice work over there.
It was rough for a moment, but you both...
What the...
I'll see you back on the ship, sir.
Most curious. I believe that wound occurred due to a temporal shift. Something has happened elsewhere. A question for another time, perhaps.
That's a pretty good question now.
In the end, you came through for us.
God, the lens flare!
Starfleet and the Yorktown crew. Thanks.
Indeed. Safe travels to you and your crew.
Why am I using one of those? Why am I using that transporter effect? Why are there lens flares suddenly? What the fuck is going on? Okay, that's for like okay, that needs to be fixed because the TOS faction uses those communicators, but this character is not a TOS faction character. He's straight up homegrown 25th century. Well, he was born in the 24th century, but you know what I mean. Like, this isn't, like, that's... Like, why did he have, like, the TOS Federation transporter effect? And why... Like, he beamed in with... He beamed in with the right transporter effect. How, like, at what point did that break during that cutscene? Like, he beamed in! He beamed in with it! And then he beamed out with the wrong one! What the fuck? That's Terminal Expanse. It's a fun little mission. It's good. That's so far... That's sort of my opinion of Agents of Yesterday in general. This is probably way more relevant to a TOS faction player, like a character who's like from the 23rd century, and so like they start the game dealing with time travel. Like, I'm sure like all this stuff with like Garrett and like Daniels, like, 'cause Daniels just sort of shows up. Like, you're never really introduced to Daniels at all. Like, literally, like Phil, like Temporal Agent Phil on like Earth Space Dock, like calls you to come talk to him, and then when you go to talk to him, he doesn't tell you jack, and then you just have like suddenly Daniels as a mission giver, and you're never really introduced to him at all as a regular Starfleet character. Like, there's no point at which you meet him, and that first mission is available at, like, when is it available? When is it available? When is it available? At, like, Commander 20, so... This Temporal Ambassador... Yeah, so that's supposed to be, like... Yesterday's Enterprise goes between Temporal Ambassador and the Klingon War and, like, the Wasteland arc. So I'll have to replay Temporal Ambassador and see if they change the ending to introduce Daniels. That would make sense. That would make sense. But, like, I'm cold to, like, the time travel shit as a whole. Like, the time travel to me is so played out in general. Like, it's just meh. You know, at this point, like, the whole temporal Cold War so Agents of Yesterday so far, yesterday's war has been good. It's been good. The mission design, like, I like how when you travel to, like, the past, like, the TOS era, like, you go there in, like, the core of the matter, and it's all, like, film grain and vignette-y, like the TOS faction starts out. I like that. I thought that was cool. But the Doomsday Machine fight, if you can call it that, it's really just sort of Doomsday Machine, like, a Doomsday Machine scenery to a fight, is just not good. It really, it's really lacking. Like, at this point, you know, at that point, they should have been giving the player the chance to fight a Doomsday Machine on their own terms in their own ship. Like, that would have been a cool follow-up to, if you're a Starfleet player, that would have been a cool follow-up to what you got in Doomsday Device. And if you're not a Starfleet player and you've never played Doomsday Device, then, like, if you're Klingon or Romulan, then that gives you the chance to do what was done in Doomsday Device and fight a fucking Doomsday Machine with Harpang torpedoes, maybe. You know, it really should have, like, they really should have made that mission as an opportunity for other faction characters to have a really fun boss fight against this thing that only Starfleet players have had to face. That would have been a really good thing. That's not a bad idea. That's cool. But just having it as basically like an environmental hazard at most, while your ship is just fighting swarms of other less capable ships, is just boring. And you could come up with some other bullshit reason why Glorden Core is like the setting from Fallout. Like, it's just like a radioactive wasteland hellhole. You could come up with any other reason you want caused by that fight. You know, maybe like the Romulan research facility is working off a geothermal tap in a caldera, and it goes off and it fucks up the surface. Who knows? You know, you could do that. You could figure that out. But the Doomsday, having the Doomsday Device just to have it just sit there and sort of like spin in place, like, is just boring. It doesn't give the player anything that they have not already gotten in every other mission in the game, using it that way. That's such a missed opportunity. I was so crushed that didn't happen. I was so crushed. I felt so almost offended when the mission sort of offhandedly went, "Oh yeah, your Harpangs don't work." God damn it. So I haven't gotten to. So that was yesterday's war, and then there's Future Proof. There's 2 new missions that I have right now in Future Proof. I don't know if there's new missions elsewhere. I'll have to look. Let's see. Delta Quadrant. Let's see. Yesterday's War, that's what I just did. I still have to hail them to finish that. Nothing new in the Dyson Sphere. Nothing new in Borg Advance. Second Wave. Nothing new in the Cardassian Arc. See, Terrace. Nothing new in the Romulan Arc. Nothing new in Wasteland. What are you? Researcher Rescue. Nothing new there. So yeah. So this isn't even a mission. This isn't even a mission. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. That's 5 new missions so far, not counting the 6 TOS missions that you get if you're a TOS faction player. There might be some missions here. Like, there might be some new missions in Future Proof. Because yesterday's war started off as just these two, and then these two appeared as I played. So there might actually be some new missions there. But 11 new missions? Just 11? From an expansion? There's got to be more. There's got to be more to it than that. I expect more out of an expansion of this game than 11 missions. I expect a lot more than that. So...
The Envoy's been busy since our last meeting. I think we can add the Spear Builders to our list of known TLF associates and members after this encounter. The Builders are no strangers to temporal war. Their experience could tip the balance of power against us. Fortunately, their ability to operate in our dimension is extremely limited. For now.
Yeah, you're looking like the Crypt Keeper there, Daniels. No lockboxes available in the mission rewards, which is very nice. Instead of giving you a lockbox, they have given you... Well, they've given you vendor trash, which you'll still get, like, more use out of, but I'm gonna get this. Kelvin Timeline Batleth. Let's check this out. Actually, let's see if anything appeared. So, it said that yesterday's war arc is complete, and so it is. Is there anything new in Future Proof? No, it's still that. Okay. The final... Wait a minute. Let's see. The final battles with the Spear Builders will take place at Procyon 5, and some of the greatest minds of the last several centuries will need to come together to save past and future. Okay, so I think I know where they're going with this. In the Star Trek Enterprise, there was an episode where Daniels pulls Archer to the 26th century aboard the Enterprise J. Yeah, it's J. Which is a Universe-class starship, which I've made my feelings regarding the Universe-class very clear. I fucking hate that design. It's god-awful. It's a giant piece of shit disaster waiting to happen. But when he took them, there were like old ships around, like flying past the window, fighting Sphere Builders. There was a Prometheus. There was a Nova class. There was a Dauntless class. And this is the 26th century. This is over 100 years after those ship classes were in service. So something's clearly going on. So I think this is their spin on that. Like they're using this time travel art to explain why there were all these old ships fighting alongside Enterprise J. That's what I think they're doing. I hope they're not, because I really would not like to have called it immediately after reading the description of a mission, but I'm pretty sure that's where it's going. But that's Terminal Expanse. It's good. It's really good. In general, the quality of these missions are very good. It's no foregone conclusions. Like the most special thing about this mission is that, hey, it's like the new Trek stuff. It's like it's got JJ verse stuff in it. That's it. That's it. That's really the only special thing about it. But there's nothing wrong with the mission structurally. It's a good mission. It's a good mission. It shows off some new assets that look really good. It's basically a commercial for the lockbox that's out right now, the Kelvin timeline lockbox, but it's an okay one. It doesn't ever really give you... They really could do a better job selling it to you, that like giving you a better, like, if there had been a cutscene in there with a better shot of the Yorktown, like as it's taking fire. There are some really cool looking fan videos of the Kelvin timeline heavy command cruiser Enterprise in Star Trek Online that were taking off of Tribble. There were some really cool videos of that ship. Really cool preview videos. And it looks really good in render scale too. Everything looks good in render scale too, but this ship especially looks really pretty in render scale too. And like, those fan videos do a better job of showing that ship off than the mission did. Just one... There have been so many... You're definitely going to see some of these scenes in these missions right here, in these two missions. You're definitely going to see them in the opening credits because of Rise of the Red Shirt, because there's some really great views of your ship in these missions. Really great shots. Especially... I want to say Foregone Conclusions has a really amazing shot, especially if you're in a large ship like a Galaxy. It's a really amazing shot of the Galaxy, like sweeping under the saucer and like through the, and like turning back to face the ship, turning around to face the ship as it sweeps under the saucer, and like between the neck and the warp engines, it sort of like pans upward a little bit. It's a really great shot. And so, if you could do that for the player's ship, you could have done a little bit of justice to this other ship as well, is what it feels like. Especially if you're selling it to people. If you're making this mission as basically a commercial for these assets, you might as well show them off. And they didn't really do a very good job of that. But structurally, it's a really good mission. The general bar of quality has managed to stay relatively good. The Breen missions are basically the last bastion of the old busted mission design that this game launched with. And that's probably going to change. Like, at some point, they're probably going to do a redesign pass over those missions as well. Yeah, it's the Breen missions, because they were the first... That was the first featured episode series, was the Breen. So that's Terminal Expanse. It's good. As for Agents of Yesterday, I will reserve judgment until I have experienced it in totality. Until then, this is Alchemisted. See ya.